Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So it's been a while, but I've had so many life changes. And so I just want to give you an update. So right now this collar is a little too high for me, but right now I am 11 months postpartum. So my daughter's 11 months. I just got my eyelashes done and I usually get the hybrid, but I got the volume. And I don't know if it's way too much or maybe she kind of did it all funny, but I'm I'm starting to feel stripper vibes from myself. So I don't know. I may not do this again. But anyways, so wait, before I change subjects, if you know anyone in Reno for highlights, that's really good with Asian hair, let me know. Eyelashes, that's really good with eyelashes. Facials, that's really good with facials because right now I'm starting from ground zero in San Francisco. I used to have a bunch of places that I know that was really good. So now I'm just starting over with my beauty routine. But the update is, as you can tell, I just recently moved to Reno. So we moved to Reno. And so we got a beautiful house on a hill. I'm really excited. And what I found really crazy was I've made a vision board picture of a house back in, I want to say 2012, maybe, or maybe even 2016, of a house in the woods, like with nature around it. And I've had like, I cut out three different houses each year, and they've been houses that are surrounded in wood by nature, and our house is surrounded by trees, beautiful trees. There's freaking deer that you can see in the backyard, and there's a bunch of nature trails, and in the back we're right next to the Truckee River. So that's like manifesting times 1000. I couldn't believe I didn't realize at the time when we purchased the house, but afterwards I was like, oh my gosh, um this is the same house in my vision board. Well, not the same house, but it's surrounded all by nature. Anyways, so that has happened. I'm getting trying to accustom to the cold weather and the extreme weather in Reno, but where we live is peaceful. So far, I like it. I love being able to drive to places and getting around easily. So that's been one of the pluses. And regarding motherhood, my daughter's still not sleeping through the night. And I'm just not one to do the cried out method because it hurts me when she's crying. So I end up crying too. So we don't do the cried out method. So your girl is tired, as you can tell, tired. Um, but she's going to turn 1 years old. And they say when kids get it, they end up getting it and they start sleeping through the night. So I'm hoping that soon because her mom and dad are really tired. And speaking of postpartum, my hair is growing back. I've been doing all the things: Rogaine, scalp oil massage, brushing my hair, getting expensive at AF shampoo and hair products. I will do another video about that. And that video will be for girls who have highlighted hair, dyed hair, and doing the postpartum regrowth and just getting healthier hair. I know like a lot of women after having the baby, your just seems really different. Like my hair seems very different. It seems more curlier. Right now I ironed it straight and I'm, trying to get back to neutral, but it's been so much change. And there's I've tried a lot of product like K18, Olaplex, Biosilk, a bunch of random products, but I will tell you the ones that actually work and the process that I do with my hair. So right now it's highlighted, but it has not been it, as you can tell, it looks really weird. It needs to be highlighted again. I love color, so even though it does kind of damage your hair, I just love color. So yeah, so my hair is growing back. I did Rogaine, all the things. And what oddly is happening now is I'm growing white hair, which thank God we can dye our hair because I feel like I'm aging because of my daughter. Just kidding. I love my daughter if she ever sees this video, but I do feel that I am getting gray hair, and I don't know if it's because of the stress of motherhood and just being worried. And this is one of the things I'm trying to break out of. And I know it's in the collective women motherhood. It's like you're worried about your child. And I feel that times 1000. And so I'm trying to do some like rewiring of the brain to know that, she's fine. And I don't need to like go crazy about worrying about her. But this is something new for me because I used to be very carefree and I don't have to worry about myself. But now I worry about her. So that's something I'm trying to rewire in my brain. And yeah, one of the things that I am having so much fun with is decorating a house. So let me tell you my journey. So growing up, I had a very stable childhood. We lived in one place, we didn't move around. And that's something I took for granted back then. Well, as a kid, you don't know what's any different. So um, we lived in one place. I never switched schools. Everything was very consistent. And then once I went to college, ever since college, I've been moving from apartment to apartment in with boyfriends, you know, three, how many people did I live with? Like two boyfriends I lived with, and then we were moving together, and I didn't have much stability. Um, and then I moved in with my husband, and I never really got to pick like furniture that I actually really wanted. I used to just pick furniture just because of necessity and the cheapness of it. I was on a budget, so I was going to thrift stores and I was getting IKEA hardcore. And I just didn't have the vision, or I just didn't have the capacity to get real actual furniture. So what I'm really excited about is like moving in a regular home, like a real home, not an apartment, and actually getting permanent furniture. So me like being moving from place to place, I always looked for like the budget friendly one, but now I actually get the stuff that I want. And that's something that paradigm shifting for me um is not paying attention to the price of something, which is like so not, from my culture Vietnamese and like being is it first generation when you're the first person in America, if you're an immigrant, but being the first generation now born in America, you are always concerned about the price, always concerned about getting the good price, and not really about you don't the second part of choosing is the quality and if you actually really want it. So now when I look at furniture, I'm like, does it feel good? Does it look awesome? And it's the first time that I get to pick furniture with my husband. So it's a balance. It's a balance between having a second opinion, and he's been very generous as far as like letting me pick the stuff that I want. And he usually, oh, and here's another thing. I never used to measure. I would just pick the furniture and be like, okay, I'll just make it fit. And then now with my husband, he checks me and he was like, that's not gonna fit or that's not gonna work, which is really good because we would have bought like really expensive furniture and just it would have not worked. One thing that I'm really excited about is that we have a guest room. So if friends from California want to visit me, we have a place for them to stay. I never had that before. I would just be like, okay, you can sleep in the bed with me, or you can sleep on this couch that I have that folds out, or you just sleep on the floor. So I'm really happy about that. So a couple things that I started doing my 2024 manifesting vision board, which I just love doing because you know how crazy my manifesting energy is that let me tell you how crazy it is. Everything that I set for 2023 happened. my daughter, okay, my birth, um, exercising with my daughter, I still don't have 100% my body back, but working out, staying healthy. In 2024, I feel like it's just going to be really expansive for me. And one of the things that I want to focus on is being a parent and married all, happened really quickly for me. And so I'm doing a lot of inner work on how to be a good wife. Okay. Good, not good wife as in like I cook and clean, but good wife where my husband and I still have our connection and chemistry, even though we're still householding together. Um, and how we conflict resolution when we have these disagreements, because I used to be level 10 cray. And I always had the fight or flight thing in me where I was like, okay, if you don't like what's going on, we're just gonna break up. Peace. I was very um I was more flight than I was fight. And now that I'm married, you can't do that. You can't do that. You're forced to work it out. So I bought a bunch of books about how to be, married, and how to conflict resolution and how to take your marriage to the next level. And also like being a good parent, because I don't want my daughter to have a childhood where she needs therapy from, and I want to try to do my best so she can grow up to be a really confident woman and to do whatever the H she wants. So that's one of the things, not trying to use bad words with around her, and just like fixing my vocabulary so it's more positive. Yeah, I'm really excited for 2024. And I was thinking about making more videos about, obviously yoga, maybe film some yoga sequences here. And then also doing like some videos about just like my daily routine and what it looks like in Reno. And then once our house actually gets put together, maybe I'll do a house tour. Like what was that one show? Uh, Something cribs, show my crib or something like that. Anyways, yeah, so super excited. Let me know what you're working on for 2024. Write in the comments. You can follow me on Instagram if you want to see what we're doing. And my family will probably be back and forth between Reno and San Francisco, because we still have our home in San Francisco. And one of the things I want to know is, where are you getting your winter clothes? So I just got Shein haul, so I'll probably do a video about that. But this turtleneck situation is getting very new to me, because I'm not used to being like super cold weather. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think about this turtleneck? I feel like very Steve Jobs. But anyways, okay, so that is my life update, and I want to be consistent with making these YouTube videos just because I have so much fun, and I want to share the things that I have learned, especially now that I'm married. It's like a new level of relating to someone else. And oh yeah, and I'm still offering some coaching if you have issues about online dating, how to online date for marriage, or how to interact with people in a high um, like vibe way to where you don't seem like desperate. Message me, and we can set up, or just go to my website. We can set up a consultation, and my consultation is, you pay me once, but I'm gonna work with you until you actually get the results that you want. Meaning, if it takes years, 20 years, eons, I will still be there for you. So yeah, so if you want to sign up for coaching, let me know. And one of the things that, before I sign off, one of the things that has been popping in my head now that I am a mother, and just listening conversations about, being a parent, and this is going to come off very like what do you call it, not PC, politically correct. It's probably going to be way off, and people can get pissed. But you know what, the good thing about YouTube is you can click off, and then you can block me as well. So if you don't like what I'm saying, all good. I understand. You can click off. But one of the things that I found really freaking crazy, and I just don't think it's a good idea, is that there's a lot of women who want to have children, right? And maybe they waited too long, or maybe they're just getting really antsy. And one of the scenarios I heard was there was, maybe you're with someone who you don't find as husband material, but you want to have their baby, or you want to get pregnant by them. That to me is so crazy. You know why? Why? Because if you have no idea who they are, meaning you don't know their characteristics, or maybe you do know their characteristics, or maybe they've cheated on you, or maybe they're like awful in their career, they didn't finish college, but you just want to use them for their spermies to have a baby. That to me is like, that makes no sense, because their sperm has the characteristics of them. So why would you want to procreate with a low at AF person if they are not doing well in their career, if they're like addicted to drugs, or if they're like a cheater, if they're a narcissist? Why would you want to have a kid with them, or a kid by them, and then leave them? You just would be better off going to a sperm donor, and then get a sperm from somebody who went to Cornell, who's a scientist, who's a PhD, who's smart, has tall, and has all the characteristics, and you just get it from a book, instead of getting the sperm from somebody who sucks. That to me is so weird. And in addition, don't you want to set your kids up to where, what if they wanted a father? You know, I know that my dad played a good, well, not even like, sometimes he wasn't perfect, but a huge role in my life, to where I was able to pick men, and then also have his insight on, because women and men are totally different, and they have different hormones, and you can't deny that, because it's in science and biology, they have different hormones. But what if your kid needs a father figure, or somebody that's like a good example for them? So I don't know. That to me is like stupid, but you do you. and I just don't get why you would want to prolong somebody's, or take somebody's genes and put it into the future if they sucked, and then you just want to have a baby by them. I would just go to a book and get a good spermie, and then be done with it, and not make them. Because in a way, it's kind of manipulation. Ladies, let's just get real now. It is manipulation, right? Because you're trying to use them for their sperm, but in reality, you still want to be connected to them. Don't do it. Very, very desperate and manipulative. Anyways, that's all I have for this uh, YouTube update. Let me know what you think. And I will be back with some other topics that, I don't know, are creative to me, that I feel passionate about. Catch you later.